We want to go to the telephone now and welcome in Jeremy Sullivan. He's the head coach for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Good evening, Coach. Welcome into Scoreboard, and congratulations on a big win on the road tonight against number 9 Ramsay. Great win for your Golden Eagles this evening.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It was a heck of a football game, and luckily we were able to come out on top.
Coach, that's one of your kind of football games. A low scoring, sounds like a defensive struggle, sounds like a very physical football game that you guys played in tonight.
Yes, sir, it absolutely was. 0-0 at halftime, and we had moved the ball pretty good, missed a couple field goals. We just couldn't quite get it in the end zone, and they were really good on defense. They had some great players. So, it was a battle, and our defense played so good. I couldn't be more proud of those kids. And in the second half, we found a way. They scored, and we found a way to score. And then I think we had finally wore them down a little bit up front, and we were able to get it in overtime. And then our defense held again, and we were able to win it.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Hey, talk about some of the guys that made big plays in the game for you, maybe on offense and defense.
Yes, sir. Quay McNeil was probably he scored both touchdowns on offense, and then in overtime he scored on offense, and then on defense he made an interception that sealed the game on 4th and about 8. He picks the ball off, and that seals the game. He played really well. I don't know how many tackles he had, but he had a bunch. Had quite a few rushing yards. He plays running back for us, and I thought he played really well. Bryce Allen is a kid on defense, one of our inside linebackers. He played really well, and I thought our secondary played well. I don't know. They completed a few balls underneath, but they never could get it over our head, and we were able to shut down their run game, which I was really worried about coming into it. And, I just thought defensively as a whole we really played well. Offensively, I thought we got a center named Ben Pridgeon. He was matched up on a 4-star guy, and Ben is a great kid and a future pilot, and he's a 4.0 guy and a really high ACT, but he's not a 4-star. And he fought his tail off and found a way to get it done, and I'm just really proud of those kids.
Coach, I'm sure your schedule this year, that 10-game schedule, got you ready for this kind of game tonight, because your schedule was tough up and down. You finished 5-5, but you're a better football team in 5-5.
Yes, sir. We definitely played some really tough teams. I thought Ramsay was a lot like Anniston, who we played in Week 10, and that's a big rivalry game for us. And I think it really did a good job of getting us ready for this game. We come up short in it, but it was the same type of game against a team that's very similar to Anniston. And we played Alexandria out of region, who's going to the second round of playoffs. We played Corner, who just got beat tonight, and our region is pretty tough whenever you're having to go play Moody, and St. Clair County's really good this year. So yeah, I thought our kids did a great job of just keep working and find a way in, and you can find a way in. Everybody's 0-0 again, and so I thought our kids really bought into that, and we were able to go over here and get a win, and we'll be at home next week. So we're pretty excited.
Well, Coach, and like you talked about, it has been kind of up and down. But, me and Jeff have watched you guys all year long, and, you're not very far from being, really an upper echelon team. I mean, I know you finished 5-5, but this football team battled, and this is the kind of game that maybe catapults them, because the good thing for you guys, you get Fairview, which is a team I think you can play with, and you get them at home. So that's great.
Yeah, we're really glad to be coming back home and playing. I actually watched Fairview and Arab play last night, and Fairview's as good like they always are. It seems like they always got a great running back, and I don't even know the kid's name yet. Number 14 for him is a great player, and Coach Redding, I've matched up with him a few times when I was at Boaz, and he does such a good job of getting the most out of every player he's got. So we know it's going to be a huge challenge for us. I think they're undefeated on the season, and we're going to try to change that if we can find a way. Hopefully we can.
Well, Coach, I want to ask you this. This is your first year at Jacksonville, and of course, going in, did the kids buy in early? Was it easy transition for you, or have you kind of sort of had to battle to put your stamp on this football program?
I think the kids have bought in really well. I was really lucky. I got to hire some really high-quality assistant coaches and bring them in with me. I hired Ben Stewart, who was the head coach at Southside last year, a guy named Alfonso Freeney, who was the head coach at Sachs last year, Taylor Hayes, who's a Piedmont legend, not quite as legendary as his brother, but a Piedmont legend, and a guy named Ahmad Duramus, who played quarterback at Gaston City and at Tuskegee. And so with those guys helping me, I really think the kids did a great job of buying in. And the kids here were hungry, and they're hard workers, and they – I've been lucky in my head coaching career. I had some kids at Boaz that will work their tail off, and I got some at Jacksonville that will just absolutely work as hard as they can. And really, as a coach, that's all you can ask for. They try to learn and do what we tell them to, and they really work hard. And so I feel like we had great buy-in from the beginning. Of course, going out and winning a game like this, obviously, it'll increase the buy-in. Beating a team that nobody in the state probably picked us to beat. I would imagine that the people that picked us to beat them were probably our kids' grandmas, that didn't know any better. It's just been, it's been a great transition, and I really love our kids, and I'm glad we get to coach them one more week.
Coach, you talked about Fairview coming in. That running back's name, Jake Harper, he's the all-time leading rusher for Fairview High School, over 5,000 yards. So I'm sure you guys are going to get together, begin putting a plan together. But again, congratulations to you and your staff getting to the second round. And again, you're one of the few teams that went on the road tonight and won in the first round. And you're going to get that game at Jacksonville next week. And we wish you the best. And thanks for spending some time with us here on Scoreboard tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for what y'all do for high school football. I miss being a little closer to the area where I had more interaction with y'all. Y'all do a fantastic job, and all high school coaches really appreciate it.
Well, Coach, we're going to be following you. We hope you can keep going in the 5A playoffs, and good luck to you and the kids and the staff.
Thank you very much.
That's Coach Jeremy Sullivan. I think you can hear the excitement in his voice because, as he said, there's not a lot of people that would pick the Golden Eagles going into Birmingham to take on Ramsay to come away with a win tonight.
You know what? He's fun, Jeff. He's one of these coaches. He's very pessimistic in some areas, but when he's happy, you can tell he's happy. And this is one of those games where, he's ready to jump for joy. Big win for Jacksonville. And they are better than that record. When you look at Scottsboro, they're better than that 6-4 record. Jacksonville's better than that 5-5 record, and they proved it tonight. This team was tough, hard-nosed, and they got it done.
Again, when you get in the playoffs and you've played a tough schedule throughout the year and you've lined up against some very good teams, you may have lost, but that's going to prepare you for games like tonight, and it did for the Golden Eagles as they advance.